Hello, sisters and brothers. Wherever you are, whatever time it may be welcome. I want to talk today about a type of lack of charity of heart that I see around us a great deal recently. And it concerns me. But let's start by going back to where I think God starts with everything. And that is, God loved the world. God loved the world so much, He gave us His Son, Jesus. Jesus loved the world so much, He gave Himself for us. Jesus also taught. And He summed up all of the scriptures and all of the midrash that had been done and the prophets in 2 commandments. Love God with your whole heart, mind, and spirit. Love your neighbor as yourself. And later he adds a third, the new commandment. Love one another as I have loved you. What do all 3 of those big things that Jesus had to say tell us? It tells us to love. Love is an essential caring for another being. Love is the fundamental force of God in the universe. God loved us into existence. Jesus loved us into redemption. We're not perfect, guarantee you, as you hear me say all the time. God save us sinners, of whom I am first. We're not perfect, but we are loved. And so lately, if you watch the news, you see a lot of very unloving things said. And in particular of late, there are legislatures around the world, and here in the United States as well, who are busily piling up very unloving things towards particular groups of people. And the latest group targeted are the LGBTQ plus folks. They come in a bewilderingly wide variety. That's why the letters are that long. Humans are complicated. Anybody who thinks humans are simple hasn't really studied science very well, or maybe hasn't kept their eyes open as they talk with other people. So, what do we say in the midst of all this? I've known people from every one of those letters. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, questioning, not even sure. And they're all people. Trans people right now are more in the crosshairs than anyone else because they're easy to target. But the fact is, trans people have been around for a long, long time. Maybe not as many made it to adulthood because they were murdered or pushed into suicide. I've lost friends to suicide in the past. When you arrive at a state of desperation because you believe you're unsavable, it's hard not to come to that conclusion. So, what do we do as Christians in the midst of all of this, for want of a better thing to do, call it a culture war that's going on around us? Go back to that which Jesus taught us. Love. Jesus doesn't say, hate these people, destroy these people, take them out of existence, don't ever let them have them, don't believe they can exist. Jesus says, love one another as I have loved you. And Jesus loved us enough that He stretched out his arms and died on the cross. Can we love that much? Is it so hard to say, this person is not me, they do not see things the way I see them, they do not feel things the way I feel them, and that's okay? Is it so hard to have charity in our hearts for others? I hope not. Our God is a God of love. Our God is a God of caring. Our God asks us to care for one another, not to hate one another, not to demonize one another, not to say, oh, you are unworthy of my salvation. It's an old Orthodox teaching. God would take Satan back tomorrow if he only asked. So don't think somehow that these people who are different in any way are not loved by God. Because they are. The challenge is, can we love them as well? May God move us to that. He who is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, now and forever, unto the ages of ages.